Rainy or stormy weather in the area for the next 24 hours. Rain's already into the Lake of the Ozarks area. We'll look at live Doppler rate first alert radar in a minute.
Well, the swine flu has one particular group of students pretty worried as they get ready to head home for the summer.
I'm Erica Everett, live in Jefferson City, where lawmakers at the Capitol were left in the dark in the middle of important legislative business. KOMU 8 News at 6 starts right now.
From Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News at 6.
With only 3 days left in the legislative session, darkness loomed over the state capitol, literally. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Reed.
And I'm Angie Bailey. Thanks for joining us. The hour-long blackout did not keep legislators from debating, though.
KOMU 8's Erica Navarrete joins us live from Jefferson City. Erica, a snake caused the power outage?
That's right, Jim and Angie. A black snake crept into the underground system in Jefferson City. The snake blew out 2 cables, knocking out power to 75 customers in the area. The blackout happened while lawmakers were discussing legislation, and hundreds of children were touring the building. The Senate adjourned for lunch, but the power outage did not keep the House from debating. House Speaker Ron Richard said he and his colleagues did things the old-fashioned way.
It went black, and I decided to keep the House in for a little while, just to like old times and debate without microphones. I thought that was kind of neat. And we just did an amendment and took roll call the old way with pencil and paper, and like they do in the U.S. Senate.
After a while, Richard said the heat was unbearable, so representatives took an hour break. I spoke with one visitor who was stuck in a pitch black elevator for a half hour, and he really complained about the heat. And I'll tell you, even after the power came back on, it was really warm in the building. Representatives will make up for lost time by staying in late tonight. KOMU 8 News reporting live in Jefferson City, I'm Erica Navarrete.
Okay, thanks a lot, Erica.
Imagine what it was like before air conditioning. Hot. It may have been dark, but House members kept working through the blackout. That's
right. Emily Rao is now here with more on a multi-million-dollar education bill, which could get blacked out itself.
That's right, Jim and Angie. The bill began today as a 200-page education catalyst. The House debated for 5 hours before killing most of it. It was loaded with stuff. Here's just a partial list of what was included. Penalizing schoolyard bullies, allocating gambling money for schools, directing some of the federal stimulus money, and then creating virtual classrooms. Also part of the package, extending the A+ program for college kids to make it bigger and better. All of those things are now in limbo as the bill gets chopped up on the House floor right now. 43 House members voted for it, 116 against. So it may be back to the blackboard as well as the drawing board tonight and tomorrow as the legislature nears its Friday close of business.
All right, Emily, thank you very much.
Talking about business at hand as well, some weather on the way.
Looks like the next 24 hours could be a bit bumpy, maybe even a little longer than that. We've got some rain moving into the area right now. Let's have a look at live Doppler rate first alert radar. There you see it kind of sneaking into the Osage Beach, Lake of the Ozarks area, and up to the north into Macon County, and even Jefferson City right now getting a little bit of a moderate rain shower. There might even be a bolt of lightning along with that. For the evening hours, temperatures in the 60s, good chance of showers and thunderstorms, particularly later on tonight. And then we're in a moderate risk of severe weather for the day tomorrow. That means the National Weather Service is pretty sure that we're going to get some severe weather. We'll have a forecast in a few minutes.
Thanks a lot, Dave. New screenings for newborns might be included in Missouri's budget next year.
That's only if Governor Nixon approves it. KOMU 8's Christine Gurley is here to give us background on the proposal that did not make the budget this year but could make it next year. Christine?
The possibility of additional screenings for newborns was talked about last year and is now being talked about again. That's because legislators failed to fund it, but parents and doctors hope Governor Nixon approves it for consideration for next year's. Funding would add to $1.2 million for at least 2 years. The budget would pay for the screenings until they were perfected. Then in 2012, parents would pay. The 5 additional screenings tests for newborns are Krabbe, Pompe, Gaucher, Niemann-Pick, and Fabry. Parents and doctors agree the additional screenings are important.
It's life-altering. I mean, it really needs to be included in any newborn screening. Anything that they can screen for, they need to screen for.
As a general idea, if we have a screen that's effective and reasonably cost effective as well. I think it's wonderful if we could screen for as much as is reasonable.
Hospitals now must complete 67 tests on newborns.
Okay, thanks a lot, Christine. Well, Chinese students at Mizzou claim they are worried about catching swine flu on their way home for the summer. Earlier this month, a Chinese grad student arrived in China and was quarantined with the first case in that country. KOMU8's Snow Dong talked with the roommate of MU student Shui Yang Bao and several other international students.
Alex Chen is Bao's roommate at Heights apartment.
He didn't have any symptoms before he left, like on May 7th.
But Bao had worries before he took the flight.
He told me that he's pretty afraid of like a Mexican guy sit behind him and cough, and he might be infected.
Chen says his roommate couldn't find face masks before he left.
He drove his car to Walmart, but unfortunately he didn't get any masks because they all sold out.
Boone County Health Department specialist Jenna Lee Alexander says masks do not prevent the spread flu.
This H1N1 influenza, we now know, is so very similar to seasonal flu as far as symptoms and even recovery are concerned. So I don't want people to be nervous, and I don't want people to panic.
Still, some MU international students flying home are concerned.
I'm going back to China next week, and now I'm worried about catching swine flu virus on the trip, but I cannot get any mask here.
Whether you're in the airport or just even in a gas station, wash your hands after you touch any surfaces. After you use the restroom, wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water.
Snow Dong, KOMU 8 News, Columbia.
Now, there are 14 confirmed swine flu cases and 4 suspected ones in Missouri. There are no cases so far in Boone County.
The Missouri Supreme Court has again refused to postpone the execution of a convicted murderer. Dennis Skillicorn is set to die by lethal injection May 20th. He was convicted for the 1994 murder of Richard Drummond of Fulton. The victim tried to help Skillicorn and 2 others when their car stalled. Skillicorn's third request to postpone his execution claimed prosecutors wrongly referenced an alleged Mexico murder case during his sentencing.
Dennis Skillicorn is not being asked to be set free. He's being asked, and we're asking on his behalf, that he be allowed to live and give in prison.
Groups arguing on Skillicorn's behalf say the past 14 years in prison have made Skillicorn a better man.
The soldier accused of killing the wife of a fellow soldier at Fort Leonard Wood has a new trial date. Fort officials say that 26-year-old Specialist Jermaine Johnson will stand trial on June 29th for the death of Myra Silva. Johnson is charged with murder, sodomy, assault, adultery, kidnapping, and obstructing justice. Johnson faces life in prison without parole if convicted. Early this morning, a man robbed the Ramada Inn on Conley Road in Columbia. The man entered a side entrance and told a woman working that he had a gun, and he asked her for money. Then the suspect ran away. Anyone with any information can call Crime Stoppers. We have information on our website at KOMU.com.
The group best known for picketing the funerals of veterans and homosexuals is coming to Columbia this week. The Westboro Baptist Church group will be at Columbia City Hall and the Missouri United Methodist Church Thursday afternoon. They'll be protesting the recently passed domestic partnership registry that benefits gay and straight couples. The Human Rights Commission in Columbia says the city is a better city because of its diversity.
But I think it makes for a great lifestyle for all of us who live here, because you get to know about different people, and really that's what fear and hate is just not knowing about other people.
The Columbia Human Rights Commission is planning several alternate events leading up to and at the time of the protest. For more information on those activities, you can visit our website, KOMU.com.
A big cleanup is underway in Franklin County, Missouri after a coal train derailed this morning. It happened about 6 o'clock west of St. Louis. 36 cars of an eastbound Union Pacific coal train headed to Wyoming derailed near the Missouri River. Take a look at that mess. Both main lines are blocked. Amtrak is busing its passengers around the site. No word on when the tracks will reopen. The cause of the derailment is under investigation.
Summer is just days away for university students.
It's true. Before the fun starts, though, they have to get through the rest of those finals, and they aren't the only ones who are feeling the stress.
And all that coal we just saw along the tracks could be very wet coal by late tonight and through the day tomorrow. Possibility of some severe weather on Wednesday. Details coming up next.